Good evening, good evening. Welcome to our PYLUSD board meeting tonight. This is the jazz ensemble from Yorba Linda High School. The rest of our jazz ensemble is back at home studying for AP seasons. Helping run plus for our students for taking a break from AP. Our students have been doing a wonderful job first semester, second semester, performing at festivals at the Aztec Jazz Festival, the Irvine Jazz Festival, as well as the Fullerton College Jazz Festival. Our first piece was Monsters, Inc., and we'd like to invite all of you on May 21st at 6:30 p.m. at the Performing Arts Center. We're going to feature our Wild Jazz Jam with Yorba High School, Travis Ranch, and our guest artist will be the New Jet Set. And Adams on the trumpet, who's also one of the valedictorian. Happy to run applause for community. And this is the girl from Adams on the trumpet. We're going to close out our tune with a fun, fast swing mambo. But before we do that, I'd like to introduce real quick our group. We have Angela Messina, Gwen Nielsen, and Alex Lewis in the rhythm section. Round of applause for the rhythm section. In our trombone section, we have Kyla Moll and Jay Lou. Round of applause for our trombones. In our saxophone section, we have Connor Heron and Casey Cunningham. A round of applause for our saxophones. And in the trumpet section, Camille Adams, the Oakland High School Jazz Combo. Round of applause for Adams. We're going to close out our last tune with a fun tune entitled Mambo Swing. We hope you enjoy it. Another round of applause for the Oakland High School Jazz Combo. Thank you very much. Another round of applause for our students from Oakland High School Jazz Combo.
Maybe we could stay and just have music in the background.
Yeah.
One second.
Perfect. Smart. We never had AP. Couldn't.
While they're cleaning up, I just want to thank all the families that have come tonight to support and the teachers and administrators for joining us this evening. We're truly grateful for you coming and sharing your time with us and starting off our board meeting so festive. And we have pens for you when we're following you, we're stalking you.
He loves the reminder.
Yeah.
Of course, in response.
Sending texts to my kids in the morning. I can finish strong. Go to the right attitude.
Right.
Stay focused.
My son really has seen virus. He's like on
Mrs. Blank, you
just one out.
Yeah.
States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, and liberty and justice for all.
Okay, let the record show that all board members are present tonight. And we have excused our student board member tonight, Leila Armand. She has a prior commitment. So we need to approve the agenda.
I'll make a motion to approve the May 6, 2025 Board of Education agenda as presented. Second.
I have a motion by Mrs. Blades, a second by Mrs. Quintero. Any comments? Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 5-0. At this time, I'll make our public comment announcement. Public comment cards are available in the foyer. Cards must be completed and turned in prior to the designated time for public comment. Provide a maximum of 3 minutes per person. If translation is needed, an additional 3 minutes will be given. Please let us know. If we know ahead of time, we can be ensured to be prepared. Civility policy, Education Code 220 prohibits discrimination on the basis of disability, gender identity, gender expression, nationality, race and ethnicity, religion, sexual orientation, or any other characteristic that is contained in the definition of hate crime set forth in section 422.55 of the Penal Code, including immigration status. Additionally, if there are any disruptions or interferences in the board's ability to conduct its meeting, the disruptive parties will be given one warning. If the disruption continues, you'll be informed that by the board president has found you disrupted in violation of Penal Code Section 403, Education Code Section 32210, and the board president will order you removed from the meeting under Government Code 54957.9, 54957.95. If removing one or several disruptive parties does not restore order, the board president will exercise their authority to clear the room in accordance with Government Code 54957.9. So we need a motion to approve the minutes.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of the regular meeting of April 22nd, 2025 as presented.
Second.
I have a motion by Mr. Frazier, a second by Mrs. Buck. Any questions? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 5-0.
Make a motion to approve the minutes of the regular meeting of April 8th, 2025 as presented.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion by Mr. Frazier, a second by Mrs. Blades. Any comments? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 5-0. Bless you. Okay. At this time, I'd like to turn it over to Dr. Will Gray for the Avid Middle School standards.
What's his name?
James.
Thank you, and good evening, President Anderson, trustees, Superintendent Dr. Lucerino, and executive cabinet members. Tonight, we will take the time to honor some very deserving eighth graders in our Advancement via Individual Determination program, known as AVID. AVID is a nonprofit organization that supports students by helping schools shift to a more equitable, student-centered approach. The program's mission is to close the opportunity gap by preparing all students for college and career readiness and success in a global society. Each year, the AVID Standout Award is given to students who demonstrate excellence, collaboration, integrity, and service in their academic achievements and individual determination. These 5 students are being recognized for their high GPA, community service, and involvement in leadership and extracurricular activities. Many hours of dedication and hard work are behind these students' accomplishments. This recognition represents the determination, perseverance, and commitment each student has demonstrated for their education. Joining us to honor and support these outstanding students are their AVID principals, counselors, teachers, coordinators, and Paul Laporte, our district's AVID teacher on special assignment. In addition, we would also like to acknowledge and thank our students' families for their continued support and for being present with us tonight. I'd like to invite the AVID 8th grade standout from Kramer Middle School, Maria Canizales, and AVID teacher Beth Mazurier to join me next to the lectern. Also in the audience to support Maria tonight are Principal Matt Calloway, Assistant Principal Chad Holo, and AVID Coordinator Jessica Rosette.
Maria leads with quiet strength, dedicating herself to mentorship, service, and academic excellence. As a peer leader and church volunteer, she supports younger students, assists with events, and provides tutoring. The first in her family to attend college, Maria aspires to study at UCLA or Virginia Commonwealth University and pursue a career in the medical field. Her dedication, hard work, and leadership make her a true AVID standout. Let's give her a round of applause.
Next up, I'd like to invite the AVID 8th grade standout from Travis Ranch Middle School, Alyssa Azar, and AVID teacher Kibby Carlos to join me. Travis Ranch Principal Kristen Petrovachki is also here with us tonight.
It is with great pleasure that Travis Ranch Middle School nominates Alyssa Azar as our 2024-2025 8th grade AVID standout. She has undoubtedly earned this recognition through her positive reputation on campus, witnessed through her leadership, commitment, and motivation to always do and be her best. Alyssa is responsible, mature, and inquisitive, but most importantly, respectful and kind. She's a well-rounded individual who embraces challenges with grace and perseverance. She will do great things in this world and be who we want and need, leading us in the future. Congratulations, Alyssa, on this outstanding accomplishment. We are proud of you. Let's applaud her achievements.
Next up, we'd like to recognize the AVID 8th grade standout from Tuffrey Middle School, Kylie Dang, and avid teacher Darshell Lapworth to join me. Principal Sarah Barton and Counselor Abby Eastman are also with us this evening.
Avid students who truly embrace the program and take advantage of the opportunities that they are presented with should show clear growth over time, and there is no one who has done that more noticeably at Tuffrey than Kylie. Through her own individual determination and with the guidance and support of her family and school community, she has become a leader amongst her peers in the classroom and in school sports. Kylie has big dreams for herself, and she is on the path to achieving anything she sets her mind to. We couldn't be more proud of her efforts and accomplishments. Let's give her a round of applause.
Next up, I'd like to invite the avid 8th grade standout from Valadez Middle School Academy, Edward Sobal, and avid teacher Jennifer Garcia to join me. The principal from Valadez, Mr. Will Trong, is also here to support Edward.
Hello. Edward demonstrates every quality of the avid model student. He is driven, focused, eager, kind, and strives for excellence in everything he does. In addition to being dedicated to his academics, Edward dedicates himself to his community by volunteering with his church group, including traveling to Mexico and assisting those in need. Edward has a huge heart, and we are so fortunate he gets to share it with us at Valadez.
He knows. He's watched the board meetings before. That's right. Lastly, I'd like to invite the avid 8th grade standout from Yorba Linda Middle School, Grayson Smith, and avid teacher Lena Howard to join me. They are joined tonight by Yorba Linda Middle School Principal Paige Stills and Counselor Sally Wyridge.
Grayson is the true definition of an avid standout, dedicated, kind, and driven by individual determination. As a leader at Yorba Linda Middle School, he is deeply committed to service and making a positive impact. He plays a key role in our BCTV announcements, serves on the principal's advisory and school safety committees, and chooses to be a part of our unified PE program supporting students with disabilities. Outside of school, Grayson dedicates a significant amount of time to his extracurricular activities, including multiple sports, while also maintaining straight A's. Respected by peers and teachers for his integrity, dependability, and heart, there's no doubt that he will accomplish incredible things, and I look forward to seeing all that he achieves. Let's give a round of applause to Grayson.
These avid 8th grade standouts will also be recognized by the Orange County Department of Education and Angels Baseball on May 13th at Angels Stadium of Anaheim. All of our standouts will receive a certificate, a medal, and possibly a Chromebook from the Angels. As a small token of our admiration for these bright young students, we have presented them with a custom PYLUSD Avid Challenge coin. You can see them holding that, and the certificate. Let's congratulate all of our 2025 standouts.
Wait. Hold on. Any mom or dad want to take it?
Looks different.
Right, Avid standout students, come on around and recess to the back for some official handshakes with the board members.
We're now going to turn it over to Mr. Young to recognize our mock trial competition art contest winners.
All right, thank you, board and bosses. Next, a talented student from Valencia High School earned top honors in a prestigious countywide competition that blends art with the legal world. The Courtroom Art Contest is a distinguished competition that offers artistically talented students the opportunity to engage with the mock trial program. Participants observe their school's mock trial proceedings and create detailed illustrations of courtroom scenes, emulating the role of a professional courtroom sketch artist. Each mock trial team may submit up to 2 courtroom artists, with the county champion earning eligibility to compete at the state level. At the state mock trial finals, student artwork is judged by professionals in the field. Participants have the opportunity to enhance their skills through workshops led by experienced courtroom artists. I'd like to invite Bill Main from Valencia High School to come forward and line up next to me at the lectern. All right, Valencia High School senior Bill Main was named the Orange County champion, while El Dorado High School freshman Selah Bay earned the distinction of Orange County runner-up in the annual courtroom art contest. As you may recall, she was honored last month alongside the EVHS mock trial team. As the top 2 finishers, both students qualified to compete at the state championships, where they had a unique opportunity to refine their craft under the mentorship of a professional courtroom artist. At the state finals, which drew the most competitive field in the 44-year-old history of the California mock trial, Bill Main achieved an extraordinary milestone, earning 2nd place in the entire state of California. This is an incredible accomplishment that highlights not only his skill and composure under pressure, but also his continued dedication to the arts. A look at his design is on the screen before you. Please join us in congratulating Bill Main for his outstanding achievements. You make PYLUSD and Valencia High School very proud. And on behalf of the Board of Education and the district, please accept the Certificate of Achievement. I now like to invite you to shake hands with all of the members and join us for a group photo to commemorate your impressive achievement. If I failed to mention it, that is Chris Ritchfield, principal of Valencia High School, here to help recognize you on the screen. All right, for our final student recognition of the evening, we are proud to honor the remarkable achievements of Yorba Linda High School students Chase Kim and Eunice Kim, who advanced to the state level of competition in speech and debate. Unfortunately, Eunice is unable to join us this evening as she's preparing for AP tests, but I'd like to invite Chase Kim to come forward and join me at the lectern. All right, high school speech and debate programs provide students with valuable opportunities to develop critical communication, research, and analytical thinking skills through competitive speaking events. Participants engage in activities ranging from persuasive and informative speeches to structured debates on current events and philosophical topics. By preparing arguments, practicing delivery, and receiving constructive feedback, students learn to express their ideas clearly and confidently. In addition to enhancing public speaking abilities, participation in speech and debate strengthens academic performance, fosters leadership, and prepares students for success in college and beyond. This year, the Yorba Linda High School speech and debate team competed at the Orange County Speech League Spring Open in Fullerton in the Orange County Speech League state qualifier in Long Beach. Based on their impressive performance at the state qualifier, Chase Kim and Eunice Kim qualified for the California High School Speech Association State Championship in Culver City. Eunice placed first in the category of original prose and poetry, while Chase placed fifth in student congress. The state championship is more than just a tournament. It represents the transformative power of speech and debate to empower students today to become the leaders and advocates of tomorrow. Both Chase and Eunice have dedicated countless hours to perfecting their work, and they are incredibly deserving of this prestigious honor. Please join us in congratulating Chase and Eunice for their outstanding accomplishment. Eunice, if you're watching this, we're wishing you all the best in your AP exams. And I'd now like to invite Chase to shake the hands of the board members and join them for a commemorative photo.
I'm so grateful for all of our educators and for all the help that they do to support our students, and they truly are remarkable. Can we give them all one last? Thank you. That is the end of our student presentations, and I know there's APs and other things that families need to get to, so if you need to leave, you're welcome to, but if you want to stay, you're welcome to stay as well. Right now, it's time to Mrs. Gray, and present the anti-bullying.
Good evening, President Anderson, members of the board, and acting superintendent, Dr. Serino. Tonight, I'm honored to introduce a presentation from our directors of student services on a powerful new district-wide anti-bullying initiative, Advancing Better Choices. Our campaign to prevent bullying and ensure every student feels safe, seen, and supported at school. Before we begin, I want to set the stage with a short video featuring a group of fifth grade students showing how they can stand up to bullying to the song Human by Christina Perry. This video captures, the heart of why this work matters. It reminds us that our students are doing their best to navigate a complex world, and they are at their core open human. They're vulnerable. Our students, some of them are unique and deeply impacted by the environment that we as adults create for them. So as you watch and listen, I invite you to consider the inner experiences of our students, their fears, their hopes, and their need for connection. And most importantly, the critical role we as adults play in shaping a culture where bullying is not tolerated and every child can thrive.
I can stay awake for days if that's what you need. I can focus. I can forge the laugh. I can dance and play the part if that's what you ask. Give you all I am. I can do it. I can do it. I can do it. But I'm only human, and I bleed when I fall down. I'm only human, and I crash and I break down. Your words in my head, knives in my heart. You build me up and then I fall apart, 'cause I'm only human. So this video reminds us that beneath every smile, every silence, and every outburst is a student asking to be accepted, protected, and understood. Our commitment to advancing better choices isn't just a campaign, it's a promise to lead with courage, to educate with compassion, and to respond with clarity whenever bullying tries to take root and show its ugly head. Tonight, Dr. Baldwin Pedraza and Ms. Tanya Gordillo of Student Services will walk you through what that promise looks like in action, how we define bullying, the data we're seeing, and the bold steps we're taking through our new district-wide initiative. So, Dr. Pedraza.
Thank you, Ms. Gray. Good evening, President Anderson, trustees, Superintendent Dr. Mustorino, and our executive cabinet members, and members of our PYLUSD community. I'm appreciative of the opportunity
to share an important and timely initiative aimed at protecting the well-being of our students and promoting a culture of empathy, respect, and safety across all of our schools. Tonight, we'll walk through a conversation on the topic of bullying that, while not new, has emerged as an essential topic where we have been working to take intentional steps in the area of prevention and intervention. So let's ground ourselves first with what we'll be covering tonight, which will include, as Ms. Gray shared, defining and recognizing what is bullying, the types of bullying, some data, and how we are working to promote healing through restoring safety and support. So why now? Well, we have both a legal and an ethical obligation for ensuring our schools are safe and supportive learning environments. Assembly Bill 2291, which became effective in 2019, requires that all LEAs adopt procedures for preventing acts of bullying, including cyberbullying. In fact, at our last board meeting, we did acknowledge through our mental health resolution that bullying can be seen as a significant contributor to mental health challenges amongst our students. It's important to recognize the profound impact bullying has on students, academic performance, school attendance, and mental health, all areas that are essential to student success. A climate of fear and distrust can be created for students who have witnessed or experienced bullying. And the research is clear, school connectedness, feelings of being safe, supported, and valued is one of the strongest predictors of student success. If bullying isn't addressed, it can escalate into long-term trauma and affect children well beyond their school years. The good news is that early intervention works. It can help reduce harm and reshape behavior. And when we empower students to be upstanders, not bystanders, we shift our school culture from passive tolerance to empowered support. An upstander is someone who takes action when they witness bullying, mistreatment, or injustice rather than just standing by and doing nothing. So let's start with a clear understanding of what bullying is. So bullying is any unwanted, severe physical or verbal act, including through electronic communications, that involve an observed or perceived power imbalance and is repeated multiple times. It's important to recognize that bullying is not just kids being kids, a public health issue that can have serious, long-lasting impacts on everyone involved. Not just the person bullying, but also bystanders who witness bullying and those who bully. Bullying takes many forms. As we take a look at the types of bullying, and understanding these is the key to addressing it effectively in our schools. The four primary types of bullying, as you can see outlined here: physical bullying, verbal bullying, social or relational bullying, and cyberbullying. To go further, according to recent data from National Center of Education Statistics, CDC's Youth Risk Behavior Survey, cyberbullying is now the most rapidly increasing form of bullying, particularly among middle and high school students. In fact, 1 in 5 students reports experiencing bullying online, and the numbers are higher for female students. So with the shift towards this digital harassment, bullying can now follow students home, beyond school grounds, making it even more critical for all of us as educators, our families, and our students to understand and how to recognize it. Over the next several slides, I want to share some data with you. We'll take a look first from a macro perspective and then down to a micro level, reviewing some national data, more localized data in Orange County, and then some localized PYLUSD figures. It's definitely important to consider different data as part of our efforts to support safe and supportive learning environments. Some of the national figures here show some interesting information as to the most common forms, locations, prevalence, and pervasiveness of bullying. So what's interesting to point out is the location of the classroom as the most common location for bullying on campus, which signals some focus on our prevention efforts to include promoting a positive classroom culture and classroom climate. And as we can see with multiple national studies across a number of countries, bullying is not just a localized issue. It's a widespread challenge affecting student well-being and student climate on a global scale. Looking at some data from Orange County outlined through the California Healthy Kids Survey. As quick background, the California Healthy Kids Survey, or CHICS, is a tool designed to give us deep insight into students' experiences, needs, and well-being. And its core assesses school, climate, student engagement, and barriers to learning. such as mental health, feelings of safety, and school connectedness. We do not currently participate in administering the checks, but we are looking to the administration of the survey for next year, which typically takes place for students in grades 5, 7, 9, and 11. We're hoping that by administering the checks, we can gain some actionable data directly from students, helping us gain comparable data to other districts in the county and the state. What's an interesting finding in a separate study, 28% of middle schools, 15% of high schools, and 10% of elementary schools reported the occurrence of bullying at schools at least once a week. What can be taken from this are high reports of bullying at the secondary level. And as you can see from this data, feelings of safety at school decreases as our students get older. So on our next slide, which focuses on a local indicator for PYLUSD through our stakeholder student survey, as you can see, the results are similar in regards to feelings of safety at school decreasing as students move into the middle school. This is a critical window where targeted bullying prevention can make a real difference. By identifying this shift, we can work to take more intentional efforts to build student connectedness, adult-student relationships, and community within our schools and within our classrooms. For the next several slides, I'm going to have my esteemed colleague, Ms. Tanya Gordillo, come up.
Thank you. So advancing better choices. Let me share a story that brings this work to life. Sammy was new to our school. Before he began, his parents met with me to share that he had experienced bullying at his previous school because he stuttered. Together, we made a plan not to hide his difference, but to educate his classmates about it. We talked with the class about what stuttering is, what causes it, and how it can feel to be misunderstood because of it. We also shared Sammy's story with his permission, and something incredible happened. The class didn't just become accepting, they became protective. They started looking out for Sammy, making sure he felt included and supported. In class, when Sammy volunteered to read aloud, his peers were patient and respectful. No one rushed him, corrected him, or spoke for him. They gave him the time and space just to be Sammy. Through this process, we discovered that Sammy didn't stutter when speaking into a microphone. With that efforts over time. When we approach prevention, we begin by educating adults on the signs, precursors, and impacts of bullying, as well as the critical role of adult modeling. We have to remember that our students are watching us, and it's our responsibility to lead by example. Through this district-wide effort, we are committed to educating not only our staff, but also our students, families, and district community to build a shared culture of kindness, accountability. As part of this work, we are exploring evidence-based bullying prevention and intervention programs for our students in grades TK through 12. These may include components from Second Step and the OLVAS Bullying Prevention Program, which helps students build the skills to recognize, refuse, and report bullying while also strengthening their social skills. Elementary counselors and secondary wellness coaches will also further support prevention efforts by delivering classroom presentations on bullying, digital safety, and healthy peer relationships. We will also engage families through workshops and reinforce a positive school climate through student leadership, kindness campaigns, and collaboration across the school community. When incidents occur, our response must be both prompt and thoughtful. We begin by responding immediately and consistently to all incidents of bullying, ensuring that students feel supported and safe. Conflict is addressed through facilitated conversations and agreements that promote understanding and repair. Rather than focusing solely on discipline, we will engage students in reflection and accountability, helping them take ownership of their actions. Those who have been harmed are meaningfully involved in the healing process with their voices and needs prioritized. Support is provided for both harmed and harming students, including access to counseling and interventions. We will work to reestablish classroom and school expectations through community building efforts that involve both staff and students. Additionally, we'll track the patterns to identify trends, inform our practices, and make adjustments that help prevent future incidents. In more complex or ongoing cases, our ABC district support team, consisting of members of the student support services team, provides an added layer of problem solving. Through a team problem solving approach, the ABC team works closely with principals, counselors, and school psychologists to understand the full context of each case. Together, we review documented interventions and assess whether all Tier 1 and Tier 2 supports have been thoroughly implemented. When needed, we engage in safety planning that goes beyond treating every student the same, recognizing that effective support must be tailored to the individual needs of each student. In cases where safety or success is still a concern, we may recommend program adjustments, such as an alternative support placement or temporary site transfer, to create the best environment for learning and healing. Finally, we are committed to monitoring and following up, ensuring that every plan includes accountability, ongoing communication, and continued support for all students involved. At the heart of our work is a commitment to believing in all students. We understand that educators' expectations can either open doors or place limits, and we are intentional about setting high, supportive expectations that help every student thrive. This also means providing students with what they need, not simply treating everyone the same, but making sure each student has access to the support and resources that best help them succeed. Our goal is to ensure safe access to the support and and supportive learning environment where all students feel accepted, valued, and connected. When students feel a sense of belonging, they are more engaged, confident, and ready to learn. Discipline must be applied in a non-discriminatory fashion in accordance with state and federal laws. An article in the Los Angeles Times raised awareness about students being encouraged to leave school through informal processes, such as school transfers. While rare, these practices can inadvertently limit students' opportunities without providing the necessary support. In our district, we are committed to interventions that promote growth and belonging rather than exclusion. ABC reflects that philosophy, ensuring every student has access to the resources and relationships they need to succeed. This quote, adapted from Chaim Ganot, captures the profound impact adults have in schools. Our demeanor, choices, and responses create the emotional tone of the classroom. Whether in moments of celebration or conflict, our actions either uplift or diminish. ABC calls on us to be instruments of inspiration, to see every child's humanity, and to model the compassion we hope to instill in them. So thank you for your time and attention this evening. We recognize that as a district, we've made efforts in the past to address bullying, and this campaign builds on that foundation. We understand there is a need for consistent implementation and accountability. ABC, Advancing Better Choices, is our next step forward, offering a more unified, supportive, and proactive approach to prevention and intervention. We're committed to ensuring every student feels safe, supported, and respected at school. Collaboratively, we can strengthen our systems and sustain a culture where kindness and connection are the norm. We welcome any questions now. Thank you.
You had mentioned that second step was going to be used. Is that just as an
Harassing
intervention, or that's
Fisher
going
for
to be rolled out
a year.
across all classes?
Many of our classrooms are already using second step, so it's really looking at more of the bullying component that goes along with it. TKK, we do have it in most of the elementary sites, and so just looking at that bullying prevention piece.
Yeah, we're also taking inventory right now of this, of the, what we have in place and then looking to see if anything needs to be updated as well.
Right, 'cause it's gone digital.
Yeah.
When is the training gonna take place, for the entire district, so everyone's on the same page?
We're going to be introducing it this Thursday at our principals meeting, and then begin rolling it out through trainings, starting at really the beginning of the school year so that we're all on the same page from the beginning. But it will be introduced. We've already had an opportunity also to pilot with just a few different school sites, and just the feedback that we've received so far is that it really has made a difference in a student's life that was harming, because we know that harmed people harm people. And so again, getting to that root core. And so recognizing that, so we're going to begin with our principals this week and then move on from there.
Thank you. One more thing. Can you guys come back next year and report about how this has worked
Yes.
and kind of bring us some data, because I'm very curious about the record keeping and how that is gonna go, and monitoring. We all know people that have been bullied in school, and seeing those effects on those students. It's personal to many of us. So I'm glad we're addressing it, and I'm glad we're having a clear, uniform process.
To answer your question, yes, we're absolutely love to come back and share, not just quantitative data, but also we'd like to take a chance to talk to students, talk to families, and see how, and administrators or on staff to see how things are going, and maybe share some of that as well too.
Perfect.
One thing, then maybe you don't have this at your fingertips, but in the slide that you showed with the PYL data, it looks like we actually improved over 2024, slightly, but still improvement. Do you happen to know what the percentage points or percentage of students increase in those? It looks like mostly 8th and 10th grade.
Yeah, I don't have, we can get that for you.
Okay.
Yeah, we could definitely find out, and maybe break
that was
it down a little bit more.
Yeah, and this is before this is implemented, so it's still your comment before it's moving us in the right direction. This is just a shot in the arm.
Yeah.
I have a couple questions. The California Healthy Kids Survey, you said that we were going to be implementing that. I thought we had been doing that in the past. Did we stop, and when did we do that?
So we have not done that for quite a few years. We have our own internal survey, and what's difficult about that is we're not able to compare ourselves to.
Yeah.
So our plan is next year adopting that, so we're in line with the rest of the county, then we can make comparisons.
And then my second question is, obviously strategies are going to be incredibly different when you look at elementary school, middle school, and high school. This seems great for elementary school, moving into middle school. What are we going to do to delineate from the high school students, and they have different needs and different ways that you identify this, even different strategies at how you go about that. So can you talk a little bit more about how the secondary piece is gonna fall in?
Yeah, I think, just to kind of start off, when we looked at some of the data, as you saw, those feelings kind of decreased a little bit, of course, as they get older. So we know as the students get older, the socialization, that piece is important. So I think in focusing on just a few things, just to keep in mind, relationships, adult-student relationships, some of those skills, culture and climate in the classrooms, helping build, some of those skills as well, too. I think there's going to be, for teachers and students, I think it's going to be maybe just some initial steps that we can take a look at as well.
Have you thought about, or have you gone down the path yet of any professional development?
Yeah, so I was
And how is that gonna differ at elementary?
Yeah,
and
I was gonna say OES group. So what we really want to do when Tanya had, Ms. Gordillo had mentioned, evidence-based practices. So there's the OES group, and they're very well known, I think nationally. And they will come and they can train. And I think you're exactly right. I think for our secondary, we need a little bit more. And so our plan is to work closely with them and then the county office of ed as well.
Can you repeat that name?
OLWEUS. It's a bullying prevention program that's evidence-based. OBPP.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Thank you guys so much, and we're excited about this, and I know this has been a lot of work and a long time coming, so thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we do not have student board report tonight, so I'll turn it over to Dr. Musarino to his report.
Thank you, Madam President. Hello, everyone. Trustees, cabinet, everyone here tonight, and also those watching from home. In April, the board adopted resolutions recognizing May 5th through 9th as California Week of the Teacher, and May 18th through the 24th as Classified School Employee Week. Across the district, we encourage students, staff, and families to show their gratitude for the many wonderful educators and support staff across our campuses. The Reach Foundation's middle school track meet. Tomorrow, the Reach Foundation will host its annual middle school track meet at Nathan Chappelle Stadium. Student athletes from our middle schools will compete against each other in events like high jump, long distance running, long jump, sprints, and more. This is the final event of the middle school athletics program, which also included volleyball, cross country, and wrestling. Best of luck to our student athletes, and thank you to the Reach Foundation for their continued support in so many areas. Community honoree ceremony looking ahead on May 19th. We're excited to host our annual community honorary ceremony at the Forum at Yorba Linda High School. Each year, school sites select a community honoree who has dedicated their time and energy to supporting students while exemplifying the district's core values of excellence, integrity, collaboration, and innovation. That has to be a difficult process of selecting because we have so many incredible people that step up in this community. And finally, end of the year celebrations. With Summerfest approaching, our school calendars are full of exciting end of the year activities. This includes carnivals, final presentations, big performances, dances, and the two biggest events of them all, middle school promotion and, of course, high school graduation. I'm looking forward to celebrating these milestones. It'll be my first time experiencing all this here in PYL, and it's an honor for me. And all the joy in general in the final weeks of school, always a fun time. With that, Madam President, that concludes my report.
Thank you. Now we will move to our public comment. Public comment is an opportunity for the public to provide input to the Board of Education. During the public comment period, board members do not dialogue with speakers or make comments regarding the information shared. We have
We have a 34. So it is public comments, yes.
34 speakers, so each speaker will be given 1 minute.
Okay, yes, I'm gonna call the first four, and you would please come up to the first row. Madison Minor, Nellie Raphael, Linda Cohn, and Dave R. Please have a seat, please. And the first speaker is Madison Minor.
Good evening. My name is Madison Miner. Thank you for having me tonight. I am here representing Protect Our Kids, an organization that's local. And I am here in favor of Resolution 18.3. I thank you for considering this important resolution. It's more than a policy. It's a statement about values, fairness, safety, and equal opportunity for girls in sports. Title IX was passed to ensure that female athletes could compete on a level playing field, and that promise is worth protecting. This resolution affirms that vision. It ensures biological girls can compete safely and fairly, not to exclude, but to preserve opportunities generations of women fought for. Protecting our kids stands with young athletes, their families, and the women who came before them. And to Board Member Marilyn, I know that you know what's at stake. You're a mom, you have kids of your own. Please, please, I beg of you, stand for this resolution. Thank you.
Thank you. Nellie Raphael.
I'm in favor of 18.3. I am gravely concerned about the recent trend of allowing males to compete in girls' sports. This decision not only undermines the principles of fairness and equality, but also puts our daughters at a significant disadvantage. It is a matter of protecting the rights and opportunities of our girls to compete on a level playing field and to pursue their athletic dreams without facing unfair competition. By allowing males to compete in girls' sports, we are jeopardizing the safety, well-being, and future of our female athletes. The physical advantages that males possess, such as greater strength and speed, can pose a serious risk of injury to our daughters when they are forced to compete against male athletes. This only puts our girls at a disadvantage, but also raises concerns about their physical and emotional well-being on the field of competition. I urge all parents, coaches, and community members to join me in standing up for our daughters and protecting girls' sports from males competing. Let us come together, advocate for policies and regulations that uphold the integrity and fairness of girls' sport.
My support of the same resolution makes me, in the eyes of some, a hateful bigot. It's no comfort that nearly 80% of my fellow Americans may share my point of view. All that matters to me is how my community feels, and far too many have been silent. Those who are silent because they are unaware can only be reached by you who are in the room or watching online. Some of you may be here for the very first time. I implore you to reach out to others, and when they say it's not happening here, you tell them it is. Those who fear being called a racist, hateful bigot are bullied into silence, and they're more difficult to reach. I honestly have no answers, only questions. For example, am I blinded by ignorance because I do not stand and cheer a boy who has just decimated girls in a meaningless competition? This resolution is only the beginning. Protect not only girls' sports, but protect both boys and girls that are being swept up into the mythology that they can recreate themselves.
Thank you.
A month ago, it appears Trustee Blades leaked information about the investigative report being completed, along with a demand that action be taken, even going so far as to suggest the district attorney might inevitably get involved. Now we are hearing inquiries about when will the report be made public. And next, we're sure to hear accusations that the current board majority is not being transparent about its findings. Let's kill this rumor before she can fuel it any further. The public needs to understand that it will never see this report. and for good reason. This report was prepared as a tool for evaluating anticipated and existing litigation. Ultimately, it would be grossly negligent for this report to be disseminated to the public, which includes adversarial litigants in the individual cases. Trustee Blades, you know or should know better. Counsel for the district is present this evening, and I would encourage someone from the board to inquire directly in the presence of the public about the nature of this report and whether or not it's reasonable to expect a public release.
Thank you. Thank you, Dave. Our next four speakers, please come to the front. Stephanie Camacho Van Dyke, Sam Mayevich, Evelyn Jones, and Denise May. And Stephanie, you may approach the podium.
Good evening, trustees. My name is Stephanie, and I'm the Senior Director of Advocacy and Education at the LGBTQ Center OC. I'm speaking today in strong support of our trans students and their families within Placentia Yorba Linda Unified School District. We know that providing students with the opportunity to fully participate in school is significant. It greatly impacts their ability to learn and develop critical life skills, such as leadership, team building, self-confidence, and resiliency. I want to reflect on the district's listed core values as they're listed on their website: excellence, collaboration, integrity, and innovation. If this district truly pursues excellence, then every student must be given equitable opportunities to succeed, not just some. If you believe in collaboration, then I ask, are you listening to the students and families who are most affected by this resolution? Are their voices being welcomed into this conversation, or are they being erased? Integrity means fostering relationships that promote honesty and responsibility, the responsibility to ensure the well-being of our student and school community.
Thank you, Ms. Camacho Van Dyke. Sam Mayevich.
Hello, my name is Sam Mayevich. The board should postpone a vote on the poorly articulated, willfully ignorant resolution number 24-23. This resolution will violate the rights of transgender athletes encoded in state law and CIF rules. The board should provide, before voting on this, the board should provide at least an hour of public session time to hear from established experts in the fields of genetics and biochemistry of transgenderism so that we can become more precise in the language we use about this small and vulnerable community. I'm sorry? Can I start again, please?
No.
Retain my time.
Retain my time.
We heard it. We heard it. Okay, we all need to be respectful. Thank you. And we reclaim his time. I think last time I saw it was like 25 seconds. So we have 30, how about 30 seconds?
No, 25.
These experts should address topics in the field of gender and sexuality that have been well documented in the refereed scientific literatures. These variations on gender identities and sexuality permeate all of nature. They are part of the marvelous complexity and beauty of the created order. Resolution 24-23 is designed to appeal to our base bigotries as both a political ploy and another way in which Trustee Blades can saddle the district with frivolous litigation.
Thank you, Mr. Mayevich. Evelyn Jones.
Advancing better choices. You just provided an anti-bully campaign. I think that if you pass this resolution or you allow boys to play on girls' sports, you're going against what people just represented. In addition to that, I have 3 children. 3 of them have ADD, ADHD, anxiety, because my mother suffered from depression. I can tell you that my son, who graduated in 2022, did not get the help that he needed. He suffered every time you guys put him on plexiglass. He couldn't wear a mask because he had anxiety. LGBTQ, when he would have turning points events, would put stickers all over his flyers. Nothing was done, nothing. And Mrs. Gordillo, you also prevented my son
Thank
Richard.
you, Ms. Strange.
Remember, fourth grade, wrong person to be doing this anti-bullying.
Denise May, please approach the podium.
I'm pleased tonight, and I'm speaking because I'm concerned about the possible resolution regarding girls' sports. The irony of presenting this resolution on the same night as an anti-bullying campaign is unfortunately lost on many here in this room. Anti-bullying campaign lists types of bullying, and the statement reads, purposefully excluding someone from activities. And yet we are presenting a resolution that specifically is created to do just that, exclude. I understand this is a difficult discussion, and I appreciate the opportunity to engage in thoughtful dialogue. The issues I see with the proposed ban. It is by our own district's definition of bullying. It doesn't follow state law. There's no plan on how to respond to state, OCDE, or lawsuits. Who decides if a student is trans and how do they confirm this? Will this become a Salem witch trial-esque accusal format? Are we asking students to prove birth, gender, and how? Why is this presented with zero plans for response to these questions? Please, no matter where you stand on this issue, this proposal is not appropriate for our district.
Thank you, Ms. May. And next for speakers, please, Debbie Grant, Kelly Johnson, Rob Thorson, and Victoria Michaels. And Ms. Grant, you may approach the podium.
Hello, my name is Debbie Grant. I'm going to qualify myself as a 20-year resident of Placentia. My husband and I moved in seeking this particular school district. We knew that they had great schools. That's why we moved here. We have 2 sons who graduated from PYLUSD and are very successful in their chosen careers. 3 years ago, we became the caretakers of a trans grandson who moved in with us due to the bullying that he received in the state of Texas. They also could have lost their family if they were to look into any hormone replacements necessary in order to rid him of his suicidal ideologies. He moved in with us. His first year, he spent, oh, that was fast.
Thank you, Ms. Grant. Kelly Johnson.
Hi, first of all, I think we all understand boys are boys and girls are girls. In the old days, if people thought that they were another sex, they would send them to get mental health treatment. Okay, what happened to that? What happened to society? Society has changed. Our moral standards should not be changing. Someone mentioned earlier about participating in school. Participating in school, that's an even playing field. Sports is not an even playing field. We're talking about fundamental fairness. I'm one of 5 kids. I grew up back in the Midwest, Iowa, Ohio, Minnesota. One of 5 kids, 4 boys. My brothers are 6'2", 6'3", and 6'5". And my sister's about this tall. Is that fair for us to be going up against a female like that? It's obviously not. We began as one nation under God, and we have got so far away from that. That is what I think why we're having a lot of these problems. So we need to repent. We need to wake up. We need to quit playing this game. And if you ask me, that's the answer, folks.
Thank you. Rob Thorson.
Sir, you have been warned.
Thank you.
He's
done.
Appreciate it.
I should have brought props. Good evening. My name is Rob Thorson. I have 2 students in high school at Yorba Linda High School. Both play sports, and I realize that many of you have already made up your mind regarding this issue of allowing boys to play on girls in girls' sports and allowing boys to be in girls' bathrooms. I'm begging you to reconsider. It shouldn't be a political issue. It's common sense. Supporting Title IX and protecting women's sports means upholding the principles of equal opportunity in athletics and ensuring that girls have a fair chance to participate and compete in sports, free from discrimination. This also involves ensuring that female athletes are protected from the potential risk and unfair advantages that could arise from allowing biological males to compete in women's sports. Boys on girls teams take away positions and opportunities for our girls. We have a legal and ethical responsibility to protect our girls. Please protect and keep boys out of locker rooms and our girls and out of our girls' sports and support Title IX.
Victoria Michael.
Good evening. My name is Victoria Michaels. I'm not a parent, but I do have a precious goddaughter. The thought of her playing soccer and having a boy knock her down sends shivers through my body. The idea that you should be protecting students and not supporting Title IX is totally shameful. Let girls be girls and boys be boys.
Thank you, Michael. The next four speakers, please approach the front. Sarah Phillips, Patricia Hanzo, Dr. David Romasinski, and Stephanie Wade. You're Sarah.
Sarah Phillips, librarian at Yorba Linda High School. Back in 2022, a resolution was passed on a 3-2 vote to ban CRT. At best, it was a confusing and contradictory resolution that didn't apply to all students. The result was a chilling effect on teachers and a loss of Cal State Fullerton student teachers. Please revisit that resolution and consider doing away with it. It has done nothing to improve the education of PYL students. On the resolution on the agenda tonight, everyone should vote no because it is not in a school board's purview to place bans on transgender girls in sports. Doing so is illegal by California law. It invites lawsuits and removal of girls' teams from CIF. What girls' sports need is equity in funding and access to space and resources. Focus there.
Hello. There's so many other things we should be talking about, like the financial mismanagement during Leandra Blaze's term as president, and also spring of 2024, private jet taking Blades, Sherness, and Beth Fisher on a trip to Silicon Valley. Those are the things we should be investigating and looking into. But she doesn't want us talking about that. Today, she is proposing a practice that may end up blocking many female students, all female students, from joining something. Kids just want to play. Let them play. When children play sports, their teammates may be taller, heavier, more muscular, experienced, unexperienced. It's diverse. It's part of being on a team. Attacking the most vulnerable is disgusting. We will not banish a student from any activity. Will a child's body be inspected by a district employee? Will a body be inspected by a coach? Will school teams forfeit games if the opposing team has a gay kid on it or a transgender player? Vote no on this. It's unnecessary.
Dr. David Romasinski.
Good evening, board. Dave Ramasinski, 42-year resident of Yorba Linda. Just a little background real quick. I do have a degree in biology from Cal State Fullerton. I've lived 72 years here in Southern California, and I have a doctorate from the University of Southern California. And unlike one of our Supreme Court justices, I know what a definition of a woman is. And there's two biologies. There's male and there's female. And with all due respect to all the women playing in sports, please give them the respect. Do not let men compete against women. Take care of our women with respect. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Romasinski. Stephanie Wade.
Good evening. My name is Stephanie Wade. I'm chair of the Lavender Democrats. I'm also a proud former Marine infantry officer and a very proud transgender woman. I came to here to speak not for myself, but actually for a friend who's a lifelong resident of Placentia and graduated went K through 12 here in Placentia Yorba Linda schools. She was afraid to come here and speak tonight. She's transgender. if she was afraid, she's 30 years old. Think of how terrified all the kids who are trans in this district, who aren't even trying to play sports. They're just transgender kids that are trying to go about their lives and live with decency. And there's a witch hunt going on right out here. This needs to stop.
Thank you. The next four speakers, Samuel Penrod, Kathy Suchell, Carla Jones, and Sonia, I can't quite read that, I want to say Dalwal, I believe. I hope, and I apologize if I didn't get that right. Mr. Penrod?
Hi, good evening. I'm Samuel Penrod. I'm a citizen of Orange County, a taxpayer. I appreciate the district's efforts to promote student well-being through the anti-bullying initiative that you see that presentation. However, I find it ironic that on this very same agenda, there is a proposed policy to ban transgender students from participating in sports. Isn't that the same thing as bullying? This policy conflicts with Title IX.
Girls sports.
This policy conflicts with Title IX, California Education Code, and the district's own bylaws, all of which protect students from discrimination based on gender identity. Implementing such a policy would lead to costly legal battles. Chino Unified School District, for instance, had to pay $1.2 million. Isn't it enough?
Thank you, Mr. Penrod. Please, welcome.
Good evening. My name is Kathy Satchel. As of June, I'll be a 50-year resident of Yorba Linda. I spoke last year at the end of the year, and boy, have things changed here in this district since that time. We now are talking about boys and women's sports. I don't know if many of you are aware, but I have seen, and it's not fake news, if this district goes to women and men's sports together, you're going to lose your funding from Donald Trump, the new president of the United States. So I hope you have a lot of money in your reserve account.
Thank you, Ms. Suchell. Carla Jones?
I'm Carla Jones. I'm reading this letter on behalf of an 18-year speech language pathologist in PYL who has mentored numerous graduate interns. They are writing to share concern regarding the district's recent loss with university speech language pathology programs, such as USC, Chapman University, and Cal State Fullerton. Recently, they were informed by the director of USC's SLP program that the university has chosen not to renew its internship agreement with our district. This decision was influenced by concerns about the current political climate and perceived values of our school board and leadership. There is already an ongoing shortage of qualified SLPs in our district, which has necessitated the use of contracted personnel to meet student needs. Our past partnerships with these universities have been a vital pipeline for identifying, nurturing highly trained and committed professionals to serve our schools long term. USC interns have consistently demonstrated exceptional preparation. Please consider this.
Thank you, Ms. Jones. Sonia Dalwal?
You pronounced it correctly. Okay, good evening. As a parent of 2 children in the district and as a physician, I'm here to talk about the proposed transgender athlete ban. My concern with a blanket ban like this is that it leaves too much up to interpretation. As far as I'm aware, the details have not been made public as to how a female athlete's gender will be confirmed. Will it be the gender assigned at birth? That sounds simple enough, right? What about people who have genetic anomalies whose genetic makeup does not match their phenotypic gender? One such condition is called Klinefelter syndrome, in which people are born with 2 X chromosomes and 1 Y chromosome. While they are generally considered male, some of them develop breasts and some of them don't develop testes. Would you define that person as a male or a female? Who is going to be the one to decide that, and what are their qualifications?
Did you consult any physicians on this? My point is that there is a lot of nuance to this, and a blanket ban is not the answer. My other major concern is how this will empower members of the community to call out students who they think have male features, and I worry for all female athletes in this situation.
Next four speakers, Phil M., Regan Rothery, Joan Herrick, and Shawnee Murray. Phil M., yes. Please approach the podium.
I have a lot of empathy for the LGBT community. My son is gay, and Yorba Linda High School was not always easy because of that for him. Having said that, I also had 4 daughters who were athletes at Yorba Linda High School. In fact, one of them set and held for a number of years the triple jump and the long jump record at Yorba Linda High School and for her league. I don't envy you in the vote in front of you because there's no way to make everybody happy. And it seems to be a very emotionally charged issue on both sides, frankly. Title IX was created because there was a recognition that men, biological men, have an inherent and sometimes dangerous advantage over women athletes. I'm urging you to consider that because it's still true today, and we find that more and more every day. And I'm urging you to protect women's sports in PYLUSD. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Regan.
My name's Regan Rothery, and I've been a parent in this district since 2008. My oldest son graduated in 2020 from Esperanza High School. When he was in junior high, he had a friend, another PYLUSD student, who came out as trans. My son was in 7th grade in 2015 and said that the school was making all necessary accommodations for this trans student. That was 10 years ago. This district was able to accommodate that student and every other student in the meantime, but somehow now it's an issue when this district faces a $12 million budget shortfall ushered in by the gratuitous overspend from our previous superintendent and 2 members of this current board. Trans students are members of our community. They have always been members of our community. They may be different from you, but they are not unworthy of dignity, respect, and the protections conferred by California state law and Ed Code. Trans athletes did not lead to our $12 million budget shortfall. Please vote no on Resolution 2424.
At the last meeting, we heard that there were adults, including a board member, who had stalked and harassed a trans athlete from another school district. But I was touched when I heard from the mother and the athlete herself. Her team members love, support, and encourage her. They wanted to have her on the team. They assure her that she belongs. They feel safe. Above all, they are friends. So my message is about friendship. Friendships cross the line of race, nationality, religion, gender, age, sexual orientation, abilities or disabilities, economic and citizenship status. That is a life lesson that I've learned over my many years. I have come to value the diverse group of colleagues, neighbors, and friends who have greatly enriched my life. I hope that all who are here may be as richly blessed and find as much joy as I did in diverse relationships.
Thank you, Ms. Sarah. Ms. Murray?
Hi, Shani Murray at PYL Mom. I'm concerned about the charter school coming in August and taking over buildings at Esperanza High School. What are we doing to protect district resources? Why are we wasting time on a culture war resolution that could lead to CIF disqualifications for the very students you aim to protect? The fact that the resolution doesn't even mention transgender girls proves that the logistics and implementation haven't been considered. This isn't a sincere attempt to address questions about fair competition. It's a culture war issue that's creating a toxic environment. We saw that in some of the public comments last month. A student from another district had to come here to defend herself against hateful and uninformed attacks. If you're serious about addressing bullying, start by ensuring the adults in the room model better behavior. Including the board. Be informed, engaged, compassionate, and respectful. Stay focused on supporting academic success, building positive learning environments, and actually listening to students. Thank you.
The next group, Steve Karen, Janice Chappelle.
Go get him, Steve.
Faye, I believe Owens. And Pam, no last name. Steve, please approach the podium.
Hello, my name is Coach Steve. I've been involved in competitive sports for over 50 years and trained athletes for more than 35 years. There's a massive difference in competitive skill levels between biological males and females. This difference is consistent across every sport. If you go to ChatGPT and ask the question, what is the fastest 100-meter time run by a female, where does it rank among males, you will find that it's 1,500th place among men, including high school boys. Also try the long jump, high jump, 400-meter, shot put, hurdles, etc. The same pattern appears across every track and field event. Top female athletes consistently fall over 1,000 places behind their male counterparts. Title IX allows schools to separate teams and categories based on sex and competitive skills. These are two qualifying standards. We just established with real data and lived experience that the competitive skill level difference is overwhelming. So by Title IX's own definition, it's not only appropriate, but necessary to maintain separate categories for biological females. Without this separation, girls lose scholarship, sponsorship, victories, records, and opportunities.
Thank you, Mr. Fenton. Mr. Bell?
I appreciate your time. I just want to say I'm a volunteer in the Yorba Linda High School District, and I have witnessed exactly what we're talking about today. At one of our regional events we just had, I was able to watch a biological boy compete against biological girls, and he jumped 11 feet more than most of the girls in that category. There were 19 girls competing, and this biological boy got the medal over the girls because he jumped 11 feet to 11, well, 3 to 11 feet more than most of the girls in that category. Last year, he competed against the biological boys. He came in 15th place. This year, he won. So we will be holding an event, well, he'll be there again this week coming up. So I know we can't do anything about that, but, and I do have compassion for the LGBTQ families. But I understand too that we have to protect the girls and scholarships and things that are for them. I'm a grandparent out there working and helping in the school district, and I get to see this every day. Come out and watch the sports and you'll see the difference. Exactly.
Thank you for your time. I just wanted to let you know that back in the days when I was competing too, I wanted to join the male flag football in my junior high school. And I had to do a lot of, trying to let them allow me to play. And that was back years ago. And now I feel that the girls that are competing in sports, they need to compete with each other and not have to feel like they're intimidated by a male within their teammates. I just want you to consider the safety of our girls, the privacy of them in our locker rooms, and that just for them to feel safe. Thank you.
I wanted to address 18-1 and our next superintendent. So it's often said here, and I've heard many folks here on the dais say that we just simply don't have enough school-age children, and that's why our enrollment has gone down. I have shown the census data to prior boards who ignore it. So I'm going to share it again. So in 2019 and 2023, American Community Survey, you can all look at it yourself. I looked at the number of school-age children in Yorba Linda and Placentia. I didn't look at Anaheim. I know portions of Anaheim are in our school district. There was approximately 26,500 school-age children within the city of Yorba Linda and Placentia in 2019 and in 2023. So I'd like to propose that your search firm ask all of the superintendent candidates, name 3 or 5 specific things that you would do to bolster enrollment or to maybe stabilize enrollment. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Our next set of speakers, please come to the front. Gay DiPerio, Patty Kabadi, Ed, I believe it's Gum, sorry, I can't read it well, Gunn, okay, sorry about that. And Mrs. Winger. Okay, Gay DiPerio, please approach the podium.
Hi, there's a difference between boys and girls, it's very obvious. And the difference gap increases through puberty. Males have 20 times more testosterone than females. They have more body mass, more strength, and more speed. Even when they are put on hormones to transition, the biological males still have a physiological advantage over the girls. The trans people make up 0.5% of the general public. And trained trans athletes are even a much smaller percentage of that. Thank you for the anti-bullying campaign, but there is a cognitive dissonance here. You address promoting a feeling of safety and support and restoring dignity, but allowing trans people into girls and women's sports strips so much of that from the girls and the women. This will intimidate them from sports. So
Thank you.
protecting the women's sport.
Thank you. Patty Kabadi.
Go, Patty. All I keep hearing is a lot of empathy for the trans student, but I don't hear any for biological girls that are here. I keep hearing people talking about a trans student who came to the previous meeting, a trans student who is now third in the country in his division, the same student who will be competing against the students that are here in your Belinda. So it is your problem, I guess, if that's how you want to say it or word it. You have to be concerned because now the girls that are here in your district will be affected by a biological boy competing against them. And as you can hear, this boy has a big advantage. So how many girls from your Belinda will lose an opportunity to win? How many girls from your Belinda will lose an opportunity that perhaps might open up to them if a trans student is not participating, which is a biological boy? And I'm glad that you brought up bullying because biological girls get bullied all the time when they say that they just want to play with biological girls. That's not okay either.
Mr. Gunn. Ed Gunn.
Hello, Ed Gunn, 47-year resident of Yorba Linda. I went through this school district. I support the Protect Girls resolution. Bullying is having physical power over another and using it, and especially on the sports field. I urge you to support girls in their sports programs and anyone with a twig and berries be kept in boys' sports. There is no winning when boys beat up on girls in physical sports. Please keep ladyboys out of girls' sports, bathrooms, and locker rooms. Common sense. If you have it, use it. I would like to use my remaining time to have a moment of silence for the loss of the best superintendent in the country, Alex Chernis. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Gunn. Mrs. Winger.
So many of us parents want action and we want it tonight in favor of passing the resolution 2423. We want our girls safe in sports. We want them to experience the same joy that so many of us moms experience as a scholar athlete as well. I urge you to vote in favor of this to keep the integrity of girls' sports. This would also maybe, I don't think this was mentioned tonight, but a lot of other points I do agree with, but it also would keep the integrity of records at schools as well. in their specific category, if it's a boy or a girl record at their schools. You don't want that just shattered, you know, when someone else comes in and just obliterates that who is not the same biological sex as they are. Respectfully and with civility, I say that there are most likely other resolutions and solutions that may be forthcoming as to opportunities for transgender athletes to compete where it's just as safe for them, but it doesn't infringe
Thank you, Ms. Ranger.
rights.
Thank you. Janie Bremer and Ben Stubbs. Ms. Bremer, please approach the podium. Mr. Stubbs, you'll be next.
Good evening. Thank you for the presentation on our anti-bullying efforts. It's clear the district wants every student to feel safe and included. That's why I pose this resolution targeting trans girls in sports. It violates California law, risks banning all our athletes from CIF, and goes against the values we just discussed. Studies show that 68% of LGBTQ students already feel unsafe at school, even though no trans girls are currently on teams here. Say that again. No trans girls right next door on teams here. This resolution sends a harmful exclusionary message. We can't fight bullying while endorsing in policy. And I'm looking at and hearing what's going on in this building today. I think that we really need to focus on this bullying as adults as well.
Thank you, Mr. Bremer. Ms. Stubbs.
Well, good evening, members of the board. And my name is Ben Stubbs, parent in the PYLUSD district. I got a son and a daughter. And from that perspective, I recall at that time when I went my first boxing match when I was 14 years old. And I witnessed the sheer power of male versus female, because the first opening fight were two females. And they were probably about, in the lightweight class, about 5'7" each. And then the next fight was the featherweight males. And they were short guys, they're like 5'4", 5'5". And boy, the sheer power, the difference in power was just like demonstrable. Like, so, you know, first eyewitness, I'll never forget that experience. So like, girls and women, they're more susceptible, like 3 to 6 times more to injury with an ACL. So they don't need that exacerbated risk competing with boys, because it's physics. They have to compete faster, move harder, and it's just going to lead to injuries. So this is just a common sense thing. Please vote yes on this resolution. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Stubbs, for that. Concludes our comments.
Okay, at this time, we are going to take a break for 10 minutes.
You just got to practice. Steve, my kids don't get like oh. And I'm in what I do right. So I'm happy with that. Twins. My cousin, same age as yours, and Carissa's a year older than my oldest. But they were at Vineyard together way back when. Spencer, my oldest, graduated last year competing in. Preston, the youngest, is a junior. Olympia's a junior, right?
Yeah.
He's at Broadway.
I've been training.